Oh, my mic was off. Okay. All right. So good evening, PEP students. Welcome to another. Yes, I'm just realizing my mic was off. Welcome to another PEP ability test. And we actually this is a do-over kind of, because we started this ability test lesson yesterday and we were having really bad technical difficulties, and so we decided to postpone until today. So hopefully we can go right through today without any glitches. All right, so if you had joined us yesterday, you're going to be hearing some of the same things for the first part of the lesson, but it's all good. Revision is good for us, right? Yeah, so it won't hurt at all to hear the same thing again. But it's just the first part, and then we'll continue with the lesson. Before I do that, though, let me play for you the schedule of live classes. Remember, we have 5 live PEP classes every week and 6 live CSEC math classes every week. Here's the schedule. Hello CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC Math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So, stay tuned. Hello scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. All right, so we are ready, and I'm going to invite my in-studio scholars to join me on screen. Welcome, Antoine. Welcome, Madison, Shalicia, Amari, and John. Okay. All right, we also have some other scholars waiting backstage, and usually we ask the scholars to switch places a little way into the class so others can get a chance to participate on the screen. So now I'm going to share my screen and we'll start our ability test. So remember, if you were here with us yesterday, you're going to be hearing these questions all over again, but it's all good. All right, so it's PEP ability test, and this actually is a booklet. The booklet that we're featuring, these questions were taken from a PEP workshop booklet set that were issued by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information here in Jamaica to help PEP students, teachers, parents, to guide us so that we know exactly what to expect in the PEP ability test. So so far, we have looked at workbook 1, workbook 2, and this evening's lesson will be half of workbook 3, and we'll continue workbook 3 next week, and then we'll do workbook 4. So it's 4 workbooks, and they were prepared by the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, and distributed to PEP students, PEP teachers, and PEP parents. And it's very important that we go through these booklets with a fine-tooth comb, because the PEP exam is a relatively new exam to us, and some persons are still groping, still wondering what to expect, what to do, how do I approach the questions. And so the ministry took it upon itself very kindly to explain to us in detail the different types of questions that we're likely to see, how to approach them, and how best to handle them. So the first set of questions will be based on the verbal reasoning. Questions 1 to 3, the type of question is verbal reasoning, and the category is classification. In the classification type question, the targeted skills that are hoped to develop in the students is the ability to analyze, to compare, and to classify. So we are encouraged to try to find what is similar about the options, what groups could they be placed in, and choose the option that is different from the others. So we're given a set of items, and we're going to decide what is it that unites them, what is it that's similar. But then there's one that, even though it's similar to the others, there's something about it that makes it stand out, and we're asked to identify what that one is. All right, so Madison, you can take it from here. Can you read question 1,
Okay.
please?
Question 1. Which does not belong to the group? A. Candle. B. Flashlight. C. Mirror. Or D. Sun. Question 1. Which does not belong to the group? A. Candle. B. Flashlight. C. Mirror. Or D. Sun. This I say C. Mirror.
All right, explain why you say mirror.
It's because all of the other objects are luminous objects, or they give off light, but this mirror only reflects light.
All right, and that is correct. So the other sources of light, they produce their own light. And the mirror does not produce light, it reflects the light from somewhere, some other source. Okay, so Antoine, could you read question 2, please?
Okay, miss. Question 2. Which is the odd one out? Question 2. Which is the odd one out?
Read the options, please, Antoine.
Okay, miss. A. Baking a cake. B. Boiling an egg. C. Frying a sausage. D. Melting some butter.
Again.
A. Baking a cake. B. Boiling a butter.
Boiling
Boiling an egg. C. Frying a sausage. And D. Melting some butter.
Which do you choose, Antoine?
Miss, I'm still thinking.
All right. Does anyone else want to say?
Me, miss.
Go ahead.
D. Melting some butter, because all the others are chemical changes or permanent changes, so you can't get back the previous product. But with butter,
Mhm.
you can just put it in the fridge or the freezer and get back the butter that you had before.
All right. So it just changes state, but it can be reversed. That is correct. Amari, could you read question 3, please?
Okay, Miss. Question 3. Which of the following does not belong in this group? A. Corn. B. Kidney beans. C. Lentils. D. Peanuts. Question 3. Which of the following does not belong in this group? A. Corn. B. Kidney beans. C. Lentils. D. Peanuts.
Okay.
Miss, I would say A. Corn.
Because
Miss, because kidney beans, lentils, and peanut, miss, they're types of nuts, miss.
not nuts,
Beets,
no,
beets, miss.
beans,
Beets,
legumes. Okay. And the corn is,
miss, vegetable.
it's a grain. Right. So they do have something in common in that they are foods, right?
Yes,
They are food. The corn is a grain or a staple, whereas the other three are legumes. And let's go back because we had neglected to say the similarity. Remember, we are first to say how they are similar. So for question 2, how are the 4 of them similar?
it's because they're food. It's a meat.
Miss, can I say
They
Wait, no,
are
something?
it's not.
All
No,
of them
it's
are
not.
dealing with food.
So there are
Miss, all,
processes that involves food, preparing food.
and miss
And how
also,
about number 1? How are they similar?
miss,
They're like
they're used
they
for
produce
life.
like
Forces.
So they all have to do with light, right?
Yes,
But
miss.
they all have to do with light, but not all are producers of light.
Of light.
All right, so that was question 3. Questions 4 and 5. The item type is verbal reasoning again, and the category this time is reading. So this is where you're given a passage that you're going to read and then answer questions. The targeted skills that are hoped to develop in the student is to be able to make determinations and inferences. So based on what you read, you are able to draw conclusions as well as to bring to the table knowledge that you have gathered in your very long lives and use that to help you answer the questions. So it says, read carefully to obtain details. So I'm going to read this passage. I'm actually going to read it 3 times. It's pretty short. And I would encourage you when you're doing your exam to read it 3 times because you're going to get very short passages and you have enough time. So, reading passage, growing vegetables. Tomatoes and peppers can be planted year-long once sufficient moisture is available. The best method for planting these vegetables is by transplanting seedlings that were planted in seed trays or boxes. Tomatoes need lots of sun, rich, loose soil, and lots of water. The roots, not the leaves, must be watered. Tomato plants grow very tall, so they need to be tied to a pole or be staked. Use the information to answer the questions below. So I'm going to ask John to read that again, and then I'm also going to ask Shalicia to read it. All right, so go ahead, John.
green passage, green vegetables. Tomatoes and peppers can be planted year long
once sufficient moisture is available. The best method for planting these vegetables is by transplanting seedlings planted in seeds, trays, or boxes. Tomatoes need lots of sun, rich loose soil, and lots of water. The roots, not the leaves, must be watered. Tomato plants grow very tall, so they need to be tied to a pole or be staked. Green peppers and peppers can be planted year-long once sufficient moisture is available. The best method for planting these vegetables is by transplanting seedlings that were planted in seed trays or boxes. Tomatoes need lots of sun, rich loose soil, and lots of water. The roots, not the leaves, must be watered. Tomato plants grow very tall, so they need to be tied to a pole or be staked.
Thank you, John. Shalicia, please read.
Okay, Miss. Reading passage, growing vegetables. Tomatoes and peppers can be planted year-long when sufficient moisture is available. The best method for planting these vegetables is by transplanting seedlings that were planted in seed trays or boxes. Tomatoes need lots of sun, rich loose soil, and lots of water. The roots, not the leaves, must be watered. Tomato plants grow very tall, so they need to be tied to a pole or be staked. Reading passage, growing vegetables. Tomatoes and peppers can be planted year-long once sufficient moisture is available. The best method for planting these vegetables is by transplanting seedlings that were planted in seed trays or boxes. Tomatoes need lots of sun, rich loose soil, and lots of water. The roots, not the leaves, must be watered. Tomato plants grow very tall, so they need to be tied to a pole or.
Thank you. All right. Madison, please read question 4.
Okay, miss. Question 4. Which statement gives the best conditions for tomatoes? A. Tomatoes are planted by transplanting seedlings. B. Tomatoes can be planted all year long. C. Tomatoes grow very tall and need to be tied. D. Tomatoes need lots of sun and water. Question 4. Which statement gives the best conditions for growing tomatoes? A. Tomatoes are planted by transplanting seedlings. B. Tomatoes can be planted all year long. C. Tomatoes grow very tall and need to be tied. D. Tomatoes need lots of sun and water. Miss, I say D. Tomatoes need lots of sun and water.
What made you choose D?
Miss, in the passage it says that they do need a lot of sun and water. I don't remember that line.
Okay, but are the other statements false?
No, miss,
So why did you choose D then?
because it asks for the best conditions.
All right. So when we think of conditions, we're thinking of things that must be there that make it conducive for the tomatoes to grow. All right. So the other statements, they are indeed facts, but they don't talk about conditions except for D. It's telling you what the tomato needs lots of sun and water. Antoine, please read question 5.
Okay, Miss. Question 5. A farmer uses a sprinkler system that sprays water high into the air to water his tomatoes. Which statement likely explains why the farmer should stop this practice? A. Tomatoes need rich, loose soil. B. Only the leaves must be watered. C. Only the roots must be watered. D. Tomatoes need to be tied to a pole. Question 5. A farmer uses a sprinkler system that sprays water high into the air to water his tomatoes. Which statement likely explains why the farmer should stop this practice? A. Tomatoes need rich, loose soil. B. Only the leaves must be watered. C. Only the roots must be watered. And D. Tomatoes need to be tied to a pole.
All right. All right. Antoine, are you able to choose an answer as yet?
Miss, yes, miss, I have my answer. I
What do
say
you say? You say which one?
C.
What does C say?
Miss C say only the roots must be watered.
And what made you choose C?
Miss, because in the passage it said, pardon me, miss?
Go ahead, Antoine.
Okay, miss. In the passage it said that not the leaves but the roots should be watered.
Okay.
Miss, I agree.
All right. And the sprinkler system would water everything, right? Because it's coming from high into the air, right? So the leaves would be watered, and we don't want that. Now, for items 6 and 7, the item type is verbal reasoning, and the category is logical deductions. So the targeted skills that are hoped to be developed in the student is to be able to analyze and to draw conclusions. And we are encouraged to start by eliminating the statements that are way out, look closely at the statements that remain, and choose the best ones that fit the information given. Okay, John, can you read question 6, please?
Okay, Miss. All matter takes up space and has mass. All solids, liquids, and gases are matter. Therefore, all gases dash. A cannot be seen and has mass. B has mass and takes up space. C can be seen and takes up space. D has no mass and takes up space. Question 6. All matter takes up space and has mass. All solids, liquids, and gases are matter. Therefore, all gases dash. A cannot be seen and has mass. B has mass and takes up space. C can be seen and takes up space. D has no mass and takes up space. Miss, my answer would be B, has mass and takes up space. Miss, because in the first part of question 6 it says all matter takes up space and has a mass and has mass.
Okay, that's correct. All right. Madison, question 7.
Okay, miss. Question 7. Find the two statements below that together prove that Stephen attends science club. 1. Stephen's school has chess and science clubs. Number 2. Shauna has science club with Jake. 3. Stephen's friend Jake attends chess and science clubs. 4. Stephen and Jake are in the same clubs. Number 5. Jake's sister Shauna attends chess club with Stephen. The options are A 1 and 2, B 1 and 5, C 2 and 3, and D 3 and 4. Question 7. Find the two statements below that together prove that Stephen attends science club. Number 1. Stephen's school has chess and science clubs. Shauna has science club with Jake. Stephen's friend Jake attends chess and science clubs. Stephen and Jake are in the same clubs. Jake's sister Shauna attends chess club with Stephen. The options are A 1 and 2, B 1 and 5, C 2 and 3, and D 3 and 4. Miss, I say 3
Um,
and 4.
all right. And what do those two say?
Steven's friend Jake attends chess and science clubs. 4. Stephen and Jake are in the same clubs.
Okay, so those two, yes, together, they tell us, because if Stephen and Jake are in the same clubs and Jake attends chess and science, then it stands to reason that Stephen attends science club. All right, so D is correct. For item 8, this item type is verbal reasoning and category is logical deductions, targeted skills to analyze and to draw conclusions. And we are encouraged to analyze the results in the table and which statement supports these results. Shalisa, can you read question 8, please?
Okay, Miss. Question 8. A class investigated the growth of plants under different environmental conditions. The results are placed in the table below. Group 1. Amount of light, plenty. Amount of water, little. After 2 weeks, plants were small and brown. Group 2. Amount of light, plenty. Amount of water, plenty. After 2 weeks, plants were tall and green. Group 3. Amount of light, little. Amount of water, plenty. Plants were very tall and pale yellow. Question 8. A class investigated the growth of plants under different environmental conditions. The results are placed in the table below. Group 1. Amount of light, plenty. Amount of water, little. After 2 weeks, plants were small and brown. Group 2. Amount of light, plenty. Amount of water, plenty. After 2 weeks, plants were tall and green. Group 3. Amount of light, little. Amount of water, plenty. After 2 weeks, plants were very tall and pale yellow.
Okay, thank you. Amari, read the second part of question 8, please.
Okay, miss. Which statement is most likely true? A. Plants grow best with plenty of light. B. Plants grow best with plenty of light and water. C. Plants grow best with plenty of water. D. Water and light do not affect plant growth. Miss, I would say B. Plants grow best with plenty of light and water.
Okay, that is correct, Amari. All right, item 9. And by the way, we see that because when the light is plenty and the water is plenty, the plants are tall and green, right? If it has plenty of light but not enough water, it's small and the leaves are brown, so that's not thriving. And if it's plenty of water and little of light, it still doesn't thrive. It grows tall, but the leaves are pale yellow, not thriving. So the best conditions: plenty of light, plenty of water. For item 9, verbal reasoning, and the category is classification, logical deduction, targeted skills to analyze and classify. And we are encouraged to analyze the diagram, what characteristics can be identified, which is the most suitable group. All right, so Antoine, can you see the question?
Yes, miss.
Please read it for me.
Okay, miss. Question 9. The diagram below shows a key that is used to identify beans. The diagram below, question 9. The diagram below shows a key that is used to identify beans.
Can you read it?
Yes, miss. Beans. Round, garbanzo beans. Oval, not white. White northern beans. Spotted pinto beans, not spotted. Black bean. Red brown kidney bean.
All right, so the large category is beans, right? So all of these are beans, but some are round, some are oval. The round one from the group is the garbanzo bean. The oval ones, we can break those into two categories: those that are white and those that are not white. The white northern bean, that comes under white. Under not white, we break it into two groups. Some are spotted and some are not spotted. The pinto bean is spotted. The not spotted ones can be broken into two groups, black or red-brown. And the red-brown ones are the kidney beans and the black are the black bean. So Madison, can you read the question?
Okay, Miss. What is the best description of a pinto bean? A. Oval and spotted. B. Oval and not spotted. C. Round and spotted. Or D. Round and not spotted. What is the best description of a pinto bean? A. Oval and spotted. B. Oval and not spotted. C. Round and spotted. Or D. Round and not spotted.
All right, so let's go back to the table. So we're focusing on the pinto bean. So here's the pinto bean. So what would you say, Madison?
Miss, oval and spotted.
All right, so let's look. So oval and spotted would be A. All right, so pinto bean, we know it's spotted. It comes under spotted, and it also comes under oval. So that is correct. So it's A, oval, and spotted. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to switch places because we have, let me see how many scholars we have backstage. All right. So I'm going to ask John and Amari to switch places. And I'm also going to ask Madison to switch places. And we're going to welcome Lejonde and Chair. And I think some others will be joining us in a little bit. All right, so welcome Lejonde. Good night, and welcome Chair. I would appreciate, if it's possible, I would appreciate it if you turn your camera on. And I also want to welcome those in the chat who have been posting their questions, posting their answers.
Miss, can you see me?
No, Lejonde, I'm not seeing you at all.
I'm going to try and fix that, Miss. Probably it's because of my Wi-Fi.
All right, so welcome Anusha, welcome Cashmark, Natalie. I can't make out what's that? KY12 boy, I don't know. But all right, but welcome to everyone who is joining us. All right, so we're going to continue now, and I'm going to tell you about item 10. So this item, the type is verbal reasoning, category, classification, logical deductions, and the targeted skills is to analyze and classify. We're to analyze the diagram, what characteristics can be identified, and which is the most suitable group. Lejonde, are you able to make out that question? Can you read it from where you're looking? Oh, Lejonde said she was going to fix her mic. Jer, can you see the question?
Miss, can you hear me?
Oh, go ahead now, Lejonde. Are you able to see the question?
Yes, Miss.
All right, please read the question and the chart for me, the diagram.
Question 10. The diagram below shows a key used to identify penguins. Key. Does the penguin have tufts of feathers on its head? Yes. Is it shorter than 50 centimeters? No. Does it have white markings on its face? Under yes, it has yes. Rockhopper penguin. No, Snares Island penguin. Under no, it has yes. Is it taller than centimeter?
70 centimeters.
Yes, sorry. Is it taller than 70 centimeters? Yes. Yellow-eyed penguin. No. Galapagos. Galap-
Galapagos.
Galapagos penguin. No. Adelaide penguin. Question
Right.
10.
Go
The
ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Question 10. The diagram below shows a key used to identify penguins. Key. Does the penguin have tufts of feathers on its head? Yes. Is it shorter than 50 centimeters? No. Does it have white markings on its face? Under, yes. Yes. Rockhopper penguin. No. Snares Island penguin. Under, no. Yes. Is it taller than 70 centimeters? Yes. Yellow-eyed penguin. No. Galapagos penguin. Under, no. We have Adelaide penguin.
All right. So here is the penguin that they want us to identify. Okay. So this penguin is 45 centimeters tall. So let's go back and see. Does the penguin have tufts of feathers on its head? So let's see. Does it have tufts of feathers? What you
No,
guys
miss.
say?
No,
No?
miss.
No. So we'd go over to no, right? No. Does it have white markings on its face?
Yes.
Miss.
Yes. So we'd go to yes. It has white markings on its face. Is it taller than 70 centimeters?
No, it's 45.
No. So we'd go to no, right? So it's the
Yes,
Galapagos penguin, the Galapagos penguin. All right, so the penguin in the diagram is best described as a or an. Which one? So it's the Galapagos, right?
Galapagos penguin is C.
So we followed the arrows, we answered the questions, and it led us to the Galapagos penguin. Question 11, the item type is verbal reasoning, category, logical deductions. The targeted skills that are hoped to be developed in the student is the ability to analyze and to draw conclusions. All right, so here we have the diagram below shows some students on a seesaw. Use it to answer item 11. So we have Joe and Mary. So Joe is up, Mary is down, and then Sam is up, Mary is down. Okay. So let's see what.
That means Mary take up all of the space, so Sam can't come down. Or Joe can't come down.
All right. So let's see what they want us, what they're asking of us. Analyze the diagram, and does the diagram support each statement? So let's see. So I would like Jer to read this question.
Miss, after Jerry reads, can I answer?
Go ahead, Jer. All right, so that was the diagram. So which one is it?
Miss B.
B says what? Let me look back. Mary
B
is the
says
heaviest.
Mary is the heaviest.
All right, how do we determine that Mary is the heaviest?
Miss, because first Joe went on the seesaw, Mary brought the seesaw down, and Joe is still up. So that means Mary is heavier than Joe. And Sam went on the seesaw. Mary still brought the seesaw down, and Sam is up in the air. That means Mary is heavier than Sam too. So
Okay.
that means Mary is heavier than Sam and Joe. So that means Mary is the heaviest.
Okay. Does anyone disagree with that? So is it unanimous? We all agree? All right, so it's unanimous. I agree, Legende, and very perfectly explained. Okay, so we're at now quantitative reasoning, which is section 2 of workbook 3, quantitative reasoning. So for items 12 and 13, the item type is quantitative reasoning, category problem solving, and the targeted skills that are hoped to develop in the student is the ability to analyze and interpret data and to solve problems. All right. So Antoine, please read.
Okay, miss. Use the information below to answer items 12 and 13. The
Let me
diagram.
expand it a bit. Let me expand it a bit, Antoine.
Okay,
Is
miss.
that a little better?
Yes, miss.
All right. Go ahead.
The diagram above shows the design of a handrail handrail for a length of walkway for a school, located 400 meters from the beach. The horizontal bars each measures 2 meters. The vertical bars each measure 90 centimeters, and the handrail is designed with 5 decorated stars. Scenario: use the information below to answer items 12 and 13. The diagram above shows the design of a handrail for a length of walkway for a school, located 400 meters from the beach. The horizontal bars each measure 2 meters, and the vertical bars each measures 90 centimeters, and the handrail is designed with 5 decorated stars.
All right, so we are to use the information given in the question to make calculations. So question 12. Legende, please read question 12.
Okay, miss. Question 12. Miss, are you hearing me?
Go ahead, yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Question 12. A student wants to use the same design to cover 6 meters. How many decorative stars would he need for the handrail? A. 5. B. 10. C. 30. D. 15. Question 12. A student wants to use the same design to cover 6 meters. 6 meters. How many decorative stars would he need for the handrail? A. 5. B. 10. C. 30. D. 15.
All right, so let me hear some answers. So again, that's the handrail. The student wants to cover 6 meters. So what do we say? Let me see some answers. Amari and John, 15. Janelle says 15. What do you say, Legende? Have you decided?
No,
Antoine,
miss,
here,
I'm still
Felicia,
trying to work it out.
15.
have you decided? You want to say how you got 15, Antoine? Madison says 15 as well. How did you get 15, Antoine? Or
Miss,
anyone wants to explain? Go ahead.
Miss, actually, I'm still working it out. I just got fixed 15, but I don't really have a good explanation. I can't put it in words.
All right. Would you like to explain, Jer? What did you get for your answer, Jer? Oh, okay. All right, so I just want someone to explain for me, someone who has already worked it out, whether in the chat or those on the screen.
Miss,
Explain.
I think I know.
Go ahead, Legende.
So Miss, I did two, not two, sorry. I mean 6. Miss, I did 6 divided by 2, which is 3. And then I said, let's try multiplication now. What should I multiply 3 by? And I was like, oh, 3 times 5 equal 15, Miss.
But I need to hear why you're doing it, not just, I don't want you to be doing it by trial and error, which sometimes that's all we're left with. But in this case, I think you can reason it out rather than say, let me try multiplication, let me try division, let me try addition. That's not how I want you to do it, because John and Amari are saying 3 meters times 5 stars. Why 3 meters? Where did 3 meters come from? John, if you're dividing 6 meters by 2 meters, you're not going to get 3 meters. Is there going to be still a unit there? You're going to get 3. Right, so Madison says 3 sets of railings. So take off that meter, John. So it will be 3 times the 5 stars, which you're correct, is 15 stars. So that's how we get the 15. Legende and Antoine.
Yes, Miss, that's
So
okay.
right. So the student wants 6 meters. That rail that we're looking at now is 2 meters. So we need to find out by how much, or how many times more. So when we divide the 6 meters by 2 meters, we get 3, not 3 meters. So it's 3 times as wide or as long. Therefore, if the 2 meters has 5 stars, then the 6 meters will have 5 times as many stars. And that's how we get the 15. Okay, so it is D, 15. And question 13, Shalicia, please read. Shalicia, can you hear?
Yes, Miss, I can hear. My computer was moving slow. Question
Okay, please
13.
read.
What is the total length of horizontal bars needed to make the 6-meter handrail? Question 13. What is the total length of horizontal bars needed to make the 6-meter handrail? A. 6 meters. B. 12 meters. C. 18 meters. D. 24 meters. A. 6 meters. B. 12 meters. C. 18 meters. Or D. 24 meters.
All right, what's the total length? What's the total length of horizontal bars needed to make the 6-meter handrail? The horizontal bars each measure 2 meters. I'm not sure I'm processing this question though. What do you think the question is asking? What are they
Miss, what was the
asking?
question again?
So the question says, what is the total length of horizontal bars needed to make the 6-meter handrail? All right, so any ideas?
Miss, 6 meters?
That would be my thinking, because but I'm reading the question again to see if I'm missing something. Madison, am I missing something?
Should I tell you how I got the 6 meters, miss?
Go ahead.
I did 6 times 5, then I got 30, so I did 30 divided by 5, which I got 6.
6 times 5. Why 6 times 5? Why 6 times 5? Where did 5 come from? Legende.
Wait, miss. Miss, can you go to the question that we did before, question 13?
There it is.
That's where I got the 5, miss.
Yeah, this question is very puzzling to me. It's not clear to me exactly what they're asking.
Me too, miss. That's
If
why.
I have to choose, I'm gonna choose 6. It's a 6-meter rail. It needs 6 meters. That's what I'm going with. I don't know. Maybe someone can clarify this question for me, but I'm not getting.
Miss, I see a
anything
lot
done.
of people in the chat typing 12 meters, so I don't
Can
know.
someone clarify this question for me, please? I'm not getting it. All right, so it's kind of it's unclear, really and truly. This question is unclear.
Miss Amari and John are typing in chat say it's the wrong thing. Like, I don't know.
It's wrong thing. Okay, well, we're going to.
We can add them back and.
Oh, so they're saying 2 meters. But explain, John, why 2 meters? Because I'm not getting the question. I'm not clear what the question wants.
Probably add them back and let them explain.
No, they're talking to me in the chat. So, what is the total length of horizontal bars needed to make the 6-meter handrail? I don't know. I'm going with.
It's true, miss.
It's true.
Probably
What's
2 meters is true.
Why?
Because 6
2
meters
meters
has
isn't there.
there's
2 meters isn't an option anyway. So you're saying you need 2 meters length of bars to make a 6-meter handrail?
because the length of bars are 2 meters. I don't know, but I just
We're
go
going
with
to
the 6.
we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Maybe when I go to sleep, something will pop into my head and I'll say, "Oh, that's what I was." All right. So question 14 to 16, item type, quantitative reasoning, category, logical deductions, and the targeted skills to analyze and interpret data, drawing conclusions. Analyze the data given on the label and use this to answer the question. Wow, so this is a lot. So I think I split it into 2 so we can see it clearer.
Excuse me, miss, can I get a minute, please?
Sure. All right, so the label, hold on. The label below shows nutritional facts and about a container of macaroni and cheese pie. Use the information to answer items 14 and 15. Shack's macaroni and cheese pie nutrition facts. Serving size half a cup or 228 grams. Servings per container 3. Amount per serving. Calories 240. Calories from fat 110. Total fat 10 grams, which is 16% of the daily value, and saturated fat 15%, and trans fat 1%, cholesterol 30%. Sodium 15%, carbohydrate, total carbohydrate 24%, protein 10 grams, vitamin A 2%, vitamin C 3%, cholesterol 2000, 2005, total carbohydrates 300 grams. So that would come under calories, right? Calories. So the question is, Antoine, read question 14.
Okay, Miss, I'm back.
Okay, Miss. Question 14. Marek ate 3 servings of the macaroni and cheese pie. What percentage of the daily value for total fat did he eat? Question 14. Marek ate 3 servings of the macaroni and cheese pie. What percentage of the daily value for total fat did he eat?
So he ate 3 servings. Okay, so what are we saying? He ate 3 servings. What percentage of the total fat? Any answer for that? Anyone wants to take that? All right, let me see what you're saying in the chat. I'm not hearing anybody saying anything.
Miss, say 48.
48. Why?
Miss, since Marek ate 3 servings and the total fat is 60%. So Miss just times 3 by 16 and got 48.
Okay, and Janelle is saying the same thing. Janelle is saying 48 as well. But he had 3 servings. But didn't it say that it's the container has 3 servings? Servings per container, 3. So if you eat 3 servings, you're eating what's in the container, and these are based on what is in the container, right? Isn't that so?
Yes,
The servings is based on what's this container is 3 servings. So these values are based on the amount. Oh no, I'm wrong, because this is amount per serving. Okay. So that's the amount per serving. So he eats the entire container, but we have to calculate it times 3 because